Seoul is alive, always moving, always hustling. In a way, it reminds me of my past, when I was hustling too. See, there was a time when people called me the Jerry Maguire of Korea.
Show me the money!
Not quite Tom Cruise, but close enough. I was a sports agent working for IMG, managing some of the biggest athletes in the world. I work with legends like Annika Sorenstam, Sari Pak, KJ Choi, Yeona Kim, Roger Federer, Venus Williams. And one unspoken rule of the job, well, never get starstruck. You treat everyone as professionally as you can. And I did, for the most part, except once. By the way, one of the craziest fads going on in Korea right now is this almond store where they have all sorts of almonds from honey butter flavor to bulgogi to green tea to peach. I know it sounds a little weird, but don't knock it until you've tried it. It was 2004. Tiger Woods was flying into Jeju Island on his private Gulfstream floor. I was assigned to meet him at the tarmac. The pilot asked who I was, and when I said Joe Park from IMG, he invited me on board. I stepped into the jet and met his manager, who was also one of my bosses at the time, Mark Steinberg. Then, Steiny led me to the front and said, "Joe, I want you to meet Tiger. Tiger, this is Joe." I looked him in the eye, shook his hand and said, "Hi Tiger, nice to meet you." Professional on the outside, but inside, oh, I was definitely starstruck. Now here's something that might strike you about Korea. Koreans love their spam. So then we checked into one of Jeju's finest hotels. For PR, we walked in through the front entrance once. After that, it was all back doors and staff hallways for privacy. That night, up in the presidential suite, Mark and I were reviewing the week's schedule. Tiger was in his room, settling in after the long flight. But then, after a few moments, he walks out. He looks at me and then he says, Joe, can you help me with something?" I follow him back into his room and then into the bathroom. Right away, I catch a strange funk. The toilet lid is down, and then Tiger turns to me and says, "Joe, how in the world do you guys flush the toilets around here?" At first, that seemed like a really peculiar question, but after a few moments, I could see his predicament. This wasn't just any toilet. It was the fanciest bidet toilet I had ever seen. There were buttons everywhere, and everything was in Japanese and Chinese characters, not even Korean, not even English. There was no lever, no knob, just 30 mysterious icons and 0 instructions. So Tiger and I start pressing buttons. 2 grown men, one a world-class athlete and another a supposed professional trying to outsmart a toilet. Finally, I spot 2 Chinese characters, one for big and one for small. I pressed big, and there it was, the sweet, victorious sound of a flush. And that, my friends, is how I became Tiger Woods' one-time toilet caddy. Life looks a lot different now. I'm not a big shot agent anymore. I'm now a humble pastor. And I guess also a wannabe cycling YouTuber. But one thing hasn't changed. I still love helping people. Whether it's someone at church or someone just watching this video who may have just needed a little bit of a laugh today. And you know what? I hope you did have a good little laugh at that story. And maybe this ride gave you a little breath of fresh air, too. If you enjoyed this story, there's more like it in my upcoming book, Who I Am, a memoir of an American Korean in search of identity. It'll be available soon on Kindle and in paperback. And if you want to hear more stories, funny, honest, and sometimes even meaningful, go ahead and like, subscribe, and ride along with me here on PJOP. I'll see you guys on the next ride.